You're hearing Andrew Coombs from his new album, Dream Pictures. The Nashville-based singer-songwriter has made a record about contentment. It's not exactly a rock and roll mindset, but as Andrew tells us, you don't need to be tragic to make great art.
I'm at the point in my life where my wife and I, we have a couple kids, and I've settled down in terms of touring all the time.
Right.
Just kind of do what's important and what I want to do. And I've just found the older I've gotten, the more content I am with who I am and where I am in life, and kind of been abandoning over the last 5 or 6 years the idea of that you need to be tragic to make good art.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's kind of where it comes from.
So the songs that make up the album, since you're kind of not touring and pushing so hard, do you give you more time to think about the writing and getting it together? And
yeah, when I can. I mean, it's
of course, you got a couple of kids. So
yeah, it's pretty full on with the kiddos, but
yep.
In music, and I also am a painter, and then I work a part-time job, so there's I keep myself pretty busy, but yeah, I guess it does help with the writing and recording process. I get to take my time more so than some other people probably could.
Gotcha. So the songs that make up the album, were they written kind of all with working together in mind to be an album, or were this stuff that you had around and you kind of made it into what it is?
Yeah, a little bit of both. I think I made this record with my friend Dominic Billett, and he's
Right.
toured with me a lot, and he's played on a bunch of my records as well. And we started this record as just sort of a way to get together and hang out, and he had just gotten a tape machine and wanted to try it out and learn how to use it for recording. So originally I just came over with a couple songs to just lay something down and see what happens and have fun, and it felt good. So we kept doing it over the course of about a year and a half. We finished the record, just when we can. He's gone a lot and I'm busy, and yeah, it was casual but cool and really fun. I've also come to the point in my life where I don't really want to make music unless it's fun. So
Right.
that was important to me too, and it worked out well.
Cool. And you also have a guy named Spencer Cullum playing pedal steel throughout the record. So it's pretty much just the three of you guys, right? How did it all work?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, Dominic and I would get together and do everything, and then we added Spencer, who's also a great friend of ours, with some pedal steel, and I think he plays guitar on one track too. But yeah,
Right. And what is it about the pedal steel that you just felt you had to have in there?
honestly, I never really feel like I have to have it in there. I love that instrument. Obviously, it's a beautiful sound. But this record's sort of a folk record just through the lens of like synthesizers and stranger noises.
Right.
But essentially the form of songs is folk songs. And we definitely did not want to have like a lot of electric guitar, lead guitar, So when there were places that traditionally an electric guitar would go, we just thought, oh well, maybe the pedal steel will be a good complement there.
Right. Yeah,
And also, we just like hanging out with Spencer. So
well, there you go. That's a good enough reason. You have the second single, "The Sea in Me," is indicative of exactly what you said. It's got the nice pedal steel and some keyboard things in the front of it, and maybe you can elaborate on how that came together.
I'm tired of the sea in me. I'm tired of the sea in me. I'm tired of deceiving you and the sea in me. Yeah, that's a song I've been. There was a journalist I did an interview with. I can't recall his name right now, but he brought this up, and I thought it was a good point about that song. And he didn't mean it in a derogatory way. I agree with him. He called it, it's like low stakes songwriting. Like those are the heartbreak songs. They're not as hard to write for
Right.
me, at least. Like that's just something I've always done, and I think a lot of songwriters feel the same way. But every once in a while, you write those all the time, and then every once in a while, one just really feels right compared
Right.
to the other ones where they just seem sort of derivative. And that's one of those songs. Conjuring up some old feelings, seeing some friends go through relationship problems, just all those emotions put into one. And yeah, it's definitely like the most country or roots or whatnot of the recordings. And we tried throwing some Stranger Things on it, but it's just like that. It doesn't need this. Like it speaks for itself. So
Gotcha.
we
Yeah.
kept it pretty simple and bare.
Right. All right. And the record opens with "Fly in My Wine," which sounds kind of like I assume it's a field recording of some description mixed with some other.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to start it with Eventide. That to me is the start of the record, but like I wanted something to flow into that.
Right.
And yeah, it's a field recording of the Bilbao Museum the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao, Spain.
Oh, okay.
And this Richard Serra exhibit, huge metal sculptures, and people just walk around and makes all sorts of fun noises. And then yeah, I mean it's more just like there's nothing profound or deep about it. It's just like a nice easing into the record. That was the intention.
Gotcha. And you give your vocal cords a little workout on "To Love."
I got kind of bored with my voice and didn't like it for the longest time, and I realized that I was just pushing my voice too hard in terms of this was a long time ago in terms of
Right.
live music and recording, and I sort of took a step back and looked at the songs that I was writing, and I was like, these don't need to be sung really loud. These are subtle songs, and so I've just been trying to like tone it down, and with that came, I don't know really when or why, but yeah, the falsetto thing started experimenting with maybe 5 years ago, and I do like doing it. I almost feel like I have more control of that than
Oh,
singing.
really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. And do you have to kind of work up to it? Do you have to keep in shape to do it, or is it just there?
I mean, keep it in shape to a certain degree. You can't abuse it, but like, no, it comes fairly naturally.
Oh, that
Steady
makes sense.
growth.
So it's finishing with "Dream Pictures" then the title.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I feel like this record, like you said, you know, is like I've said that it's about contentment and being at ease, and I find that the sort of in between times of day and night or sleep and dreaming, those are some of the most fruitful times in terms of creative.
Right. Do you write all the time, or do you write when you feel you need to have something to produce?
I used to write all the time because I wrote for a publishing company, and then
Yeah.
I got burnout on that, and now I just, because of time limits and having other obligations, it's more so in waves, I'd say. I wouldn't say it's all the time, but I wouldn't say it's just when I need to.
Gotcha. Yeah. You just kind of, when the feeling comes over you.
Yeah.
And what? Yeah, I read you write in your garage somewhere. Is that where you are now?
That's where I am right now.
Okay. It's the place to be.
I got to be quiet in the house because the girls are asleep. So, yeah.
All right. Yep. All right. Well, how old are your kids?
I have a 7-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Oh, good God. Yeah, my grandson is 2 years old. He was just here a little while ago. And that
nice.
Everything comes to his end. He takes over everything. So you have your hands full with a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
And a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
Yep. All righty. Very good. Well, I'll let you get back into the house then and
Okay.
back to it. But thanks for taking time to talk to me, and good luck with the release and the tour. If you enjoyed this episode of the 13th Floor's Music Talk series, please be sure to subscribe to the website or to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram and wherever you find your podcasts. There's a whole lot more to discover.